everybody, and welcome to tonight's newest indoor adventure in Monster Noire, The Last Dance, Part 4. Today is March 17th, St. Patty's Day, or St. Gertrude's Day, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point. Or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. You want to ask us those questions? The easiest way to do so is actually going to be to join us on Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side, or in the description of this video or audio cast down below. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, stickers, journals, face masks. That's right, we also have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds of those face masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So, given the current state of world affairs, I feel like Doctors Without Borders is a very important charity to support. So again, the easiest way that you can do that through us, merch sales. All the proceeds from said merch sales currently are actually going to be going to Doctors Without Borders. So, something to consider. Something to, consider it. But, that is it for my opening spiel. So, hey Satan, who you playing today?
Hey everyone, my name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the internet, and today I will be playing Lilith, my vampire mobster and vampire queen. She uses she, her pronouns, and I use she, they pronouns.
Excellent.
Hey
And
everybody. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Dot, the werewolf tonight. We both use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'm now playing Beltane Hawthorne, the mobster fae, in service to Lilith, his fantastic and beautiful boss. He goes by he, him.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Ezekiel Sullivan. Currently brand new to this whole monster hunting business, but let's see how well business takes off.
And I'm Greybeard, Greybeard's Tavern, and I'll be playing everybody else in the universe as we jump into some Monster Noire. A little bit about the setting. There's a giant veil over the earth. Monsters exist. It's very supernatural, Hellboy, Dark Shadows, that kind of thing. Normal people, muggles, mundanes, whatever, can't tell that there's monsters everywhere. Your garbage man might be a troll. Your short order cook could be an orc. Your newsboy is obviously a goblin. And where we left off last time, the group, I don't want to call you you're not a party, you're not adventurers. Group. The group had left off tightening up some loose ends, stabbing an old character, a character that has been played in the past seasons, Harker, who is in league with the devil, and her soul was split, and half of the good part of her soul was in a clarinet that was then stabbed into bad Harker, and they fizzled, popped, exploded, swirled, ball of lightning, and woof, they disappeared. That's where we left off. Well, also too, Zeek and Dot, a werewolf, were fighting a horde of the undead, and it was going okay for them. Anyway, they managed to crack the seal of Harker, who has been, as far as we know, in league with the devil, with her soul split, and now they were now that things have fallen quiet, we come in on the scene. It's an old, not mansion, but like a big house, an old house up on the hill near the sea, and near a graveyard. There was a wrought iron fence around the house, and they are in the basement, and the glow of the sigils and protective circles and whatnot on the floor have all died down. There is a giant book laying upon the table. Dot and Zeek, do you join them in the basement?
I think that if anything, Zeek would suggest doing a perimeter check, because, like, Raka Demon ran off.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, all the other undead, like, crumpled? If I remember correctly, but, like...
Yeah, or disappeared.
Yeah. Just seems a little too easy. Like, after he's, like, run out of bullets, they're both shredded, like, waves of bodies, and just like, I don't know about this.
I want to say that Dot would pursue the Raka Demon to a certain point.
Okay.
And then, essentially, like, Zeek runs out of bullets, and like, I don't know, would he let Dot know that he's out?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear when he's out of bullets, like, he has to start, like, putting more in.
Right. I think that Dot would pursue the demon, probably not hearing that Zeek was out of bullets, and she will do so for a good while, until a certain point where she realizes, like, hey, maybe I should make sure that Zeke's following me, and she, like, turns around, Zeke's gone, and, like, there's just kind of, like, that, like, sad, like, puppy dog face of, like, oh, I'm all alone out here. And then, like, turns around and watches the Raka Demon sort of disappear into the distance.
So you noticed as you were chasing him,
Yeah?
you swear the plants, like vines and tree roots and stuff, were purposefully trying to catch you and slow you down. And so as you're like ripping through in briars, all of a sudden, why is there a raspberry bush there? And you're like, your clothes are caught and you just tear through it because...
That's probably the moment that she actually realizes that Zeek is not with her, is that she, like, trips over, like, a bramble that suddenly jumped out and wrapped around her and, like, rolls to a stop and then, like, turns around, looks for Zeek, and he's gone, so...
And as you, like, pop back up to get your bearings on the Raka, you swear a square opens and you can see the stars, but it's like in the middle of the trees, and because you're in werewolf brain, it doesn't make much sense. You're like, I'm not looking up. Why do I see stars? And the Raka passes into the square, and it appears like he falls, and then the square closes behind him.
All right. Dot will start making her way back to the group. I think that this would essentially, like, there'd be a few minutes that Dot's gone, and she'll eventually enter the scene.
Okay. Zeek, you see Dot has run off. You go to pursue, or do you?
I think that if Dot ran off, he would definitely... Like, he's kind of caught on that one, because, like, he doesn't want Dot to run off by themselves, because that usually results in a bad time. But at the same time, I think, like, he'll, like, get to the edge of the forest, and, like, the edge of, like, the clearing or whatever, and, like, he'll look back at the house where he knows Beltane and Lilith are, and, like, mentally he's just like, they're gonna be more fine. Like, if anything, they'll be more fine than Dot by themselves. So he'll run after to try and track down Dot. Because, like, a building exploded and Beltane and Lilith walked out being like, what a pity. I liked this building. And it's like, you were the epicenter of this. Like, he thinks they'll be fine.
Immortals.
Right?
Or mortals on their part. Yeah. Okay.
Well, in that case, I love the idea that he's like, you know, rambling through the bushes trying to find Dot. And then there's like a snap of a twig behind him. And like these predatory eyes just gleam. And he like pulls his guns, but he's out of bullets. And then like he just gets tackled by a creature, and then like feels a tongue swipe across his face.
Oh, God. I didn't know you thought about me this way. Get off.
Yep, she'll just lean back and let him up.
Hot werewolf breath.
Zeek thinks to himself, does this count as my bath for the week?
All right.
Just like...
Yeah, no, he does not.
Nope. Okay. Nights in the Courtyard. Save the stories for Nights in the Courtyard.
Squirrel
Right.
brains.
Yes. As you guys get back to the place, we're gonna jink time just a bit. As you guys are walking towards the flung open storm doors at the side of the place, you hear and see this like thunderclap and this flash. And as you come down the stairs, Beltane and Lilith are standing there, and there's the smell of... Zeek, what's your favorite smell? Is it the daffodils of your mother?
No.
Okay, what's your favorite smell?
It's like oiled leather. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
like campfire.
That's
Yeah.
All right, Dot, what's are you still werewolf, Dot?
I think that like on the way, like on the walk back, she would, she'd revert.
Okay. So Dot, what's Dot's favorite smell?
I want to say rain on hot pavement.
Hot
All right.
news.
All right. So as you guys, take that first step into the basement to see what's happening with your friends, you get this smell of, oiled leather and campfire, and the end of the day on the range kind of smell, and this fresh rain on pavement sort of smells, and brimstone. Sulfur, Bernie eggs, blah. But as you come down the stairs, you see Beltane and Lilith standing there. Lilith is holding a clarinet, and it looks like she has, she's holding it like a dagger. kind of thing.
She's holding it like with the flared part backwards, almost
Right.
like not like a stab, like I'm gonna stab down dagger, but like I'm gonna stab forward dagger.
Got it. Nice.
she just fucking sucker punch Harker in the gut with the tip of it.
Yep.
It's more personal that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, gigantic book laying there, a crack in the floor, and you guys.
Yeah, Dot comes down the stairs, sort of wrinkling her nose at the weird combination of smells, and she looks at Lilith and sort of sniffs the air again. She says, "Did you get that witch or that hag or whatever?"
The devil.
Sure, whatever that thing was.
I honestly don't know. I sucker punched her in the gut with the tip of the clarinet, and then she melted into nothing. Honestly, if that's her end, I don't mind.
Sort of tips her head inquisitively and looks at Beltane. You ever heard of anything like that?
Shoving a clarinet into somebody's stomach is a first.
Really?
Yes. Though Mozart did come close when the opera singer refused to actually hit the high notes. It was quite amusing. But anyways.
Alright.
Yeah. Like I said, big book, other weird accoutrement. Definitely looks like to us, the audience, it definitely looks like some kind of medieval alchemy lab or something. And there's bookshelves. There's a case, like Wings, what did Dot's bag look like? Was it a briefcase?
It was like a big. Do you mean Harker's bag or
Harker,
Dot's bag?
Harker. Sorry.
Harker's bag was kind of. It was like a carpet bag. Does
Okay.
that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah. I could not remember.
Like a briefcase, but fat at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Um,
a satchel, like a doctor's bag.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay.
Lilith is gonna take that bag, put it on the table next to the book, and start inspecting the contents of the book and the bag.
All right.
This is a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Demon was back.
Did
Don't
he get
know.
away?
Yeah, not on purpose.
It's alright, I'm not blaming you, I'm just asking.
I chased it down and it fell into the sky. She sort of like makes
Like
a
it flew
square with
up.
her hands. No, the sky came down for it. It was in like a square shape.
All
Okay.
stars seem to be the
Okay,
symbol of
okay.
that third primordial.
I guess, but he fell through it.
Well, maybe she wasn't happy with how he performed.
Up here. Looks around for a cat.
Where'd we leave Pork Chop?
At the house.
Pork
the
Chop
house.
was it?
Yeah.
Is it the thing?
Pork Chop
All
has
right.
a bed. The servants are like treating him like royalty. He's fine.
All right.
Workshop showed up just to mourn the death of Harker.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then drown their sorrows in the finest kibble.
All right. So yes, for a moment we look over and we think that Pork Chop is in the room, but it is actually not there. Maybe there was for a brief moment there was this black cat there, and when one of you saw it, it looked at you and it blinked its kitty eyes, and its eyes were blood red. They were like serpent eyes, but they were blood red with a black slash, and then it moved behind the desk and then was gone. To add, since we had natural sound effects. All right. Hark, Dot, would you like to, or I guess let's ask Lilith. Lilith, are you accepting help in your
Yeah.
in your search?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's
Dot will snoop around.
okay, do book, desk, satchel, medieval witch lab. Lilith and who are searching? Guess who's pairing up to search what? So Harker and Lilith on the book and satchel.
Sounds
And-
good to
Can
me.
do. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Harker, give me a change the game roll.
You
Roll.
got this, sweetheart.
Roll plus power.
Okay.
This is just where you can create a tag or help her out, kind of thing.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna go with Eye for Details, Book of Fables,
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, let's do those two.
All right, and then any applicable weaknesses? Are you still exploded or anything?
I'm kaboomed. I don't know how those go away though.
Uh,
The
Well, you
conditions
are-
is
you-
like one
you-
of us has to spend time to
Yeah.
help
Yeah,
your
and
condition.
the
Right.
kaboom tablet right before we came here.
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it did. It
All right.
did. It's not like it's a next day, and you are a werewolf, but you've got silver poisoning, so those would cancel each other. So yeah,
You're
and
For sure, for
very
sure.
slowly healing. I think that's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
and
it's-
this is brain work, so that one doesn't count against you. So you're +2.
Okay. Ah, come back. No. One of those was a 6. And the other one was a 6. Jesus. Okay. So I guess
Nice.
that gives me a 14. Holy fuck.
Okay, so that is
Nice.
+2. Let's see.
I'm a very good helper.
Yep. 10
Best
plus.
helper.
You get minimum of 2. You only got 2. And you can choose one of the above, which I will post.
Frankie, why are you fussing?
He's a fussy boy.
He is a fussy boy.
He's the fussiest of boys.
Wants attention, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, you've got the attention of everybody on Twitch, Frankie. All right, you posted it
What's
in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, so those who are hanging out, Bigsby, what's up? Bigsy. I put that B in there every time.
Every
My
time.
apologies.
I get a minimum
apologies.
of 2 juice, and I can also use my juice to choose.
Yep.
Scale up the effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect, or... Okay, I'm going to create a story tag,
Oh, okay.
and it's going to be helpful. That's
Oh,
it.
nice.
I'm just going to go
Nice.
with helpful.
Would you like to
Um,
pour both juice into that helpful? And make
I
it
will.
a +2?
Yep.
Alright.
Dot's just going to really lean into her profession,
Mhm.
and just be the perfect assistant to Lilith in seeking and learning and searching.
Awesome.
She's basically using the knowledge that she's gleaned from Beltane the past few days,
Mhm.
and also calling upon her her innate abilities as a pressman.
Nice. Well, particularly since you're working with the book and other materials. Awesome. So
Yeah,
Lilith,
she's familiar with this kind of stuff.
give me an investigate
Oh,
with a so
+2.
you're helpful. Yes. So +2 because it applies to this.
Can I also apply an outsmart competition?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's all I have for that.
Okay. Any weaknesses
Okay.
applicable?
Not sunlight.
Nope. Still
Uh,
nighttime.
No, my powers are fine. I'm not overwhelmed because I'm not around a lot of people.
Right.
Because that's the mind thing.
Right.
And I do not have enemies around me right now.
Nope. So it's +3.
So 6 plus 4, that's 10, plus 3, that's 13.
And I just saw in a chat we have been told to hydrate, but all I have to hydrate with is
Hydrate.
Use the liquid to hydrate.
tavern tap water.
Look, water is used to make coffee, which means that coffee will hydrate me.
I really
I'm bad at
need-
science.
I really
Theoretically.
need a modern day tavern with a drink that's called tavern tap water.
Dude, I have been told to brew my own beer and make coffee beer just for that reason.
You should
but-
do it.
All right. Let's see. You got a 13?
I got a 13, I know.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm so helpful.
You are so helpful. I can imagine it's just Lilith setting down the book, sitting down the bag, and she doesn't even look when Dot comes. It's kind of just expected.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, so we're looking specifically for strange things. Now she does have a lot of strange things in her bag. It's not those strange things. Now, for one, look, vampire hunting kit doesn't work on me anymore, but it does work on other vampires. and she'll just go through explaining certain things and then what they're looking for and what Harker usually had when she knew her and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to say it's like watching two people who have like worked in the kitchen together for a long time, or like a particularly small kitchen too. So like whenever Lilith leaves the book, Dot's flipping through it, and whenever like Lilith moves back to the book, Dot just like moves over to the bag and starts digging through it.
Like when you see people in like working in a taco truck or whatever, and wish the tacos are moving over and someone's got cheese and the other's got tomato and lettuce coming from 4 sets of hands.
It is what is it, like Henry Ford's dream factory.
Yep.
It's just like, oh, we've optimized human construction. Incredible.
All right. Warlock hands. Okay. So that was 3. And it's a 10, so it's just straight up. Okay. 1-to-1 to ask questions about the subject of your investigation. So would do you want to ask me questions or do you want me to give you things?
How many questions can I ask? Just the one?
Oh, you've got 3.
I got 3. Okay, I'm gonna ask questions.
Okay, sure.
First, where did Harker go?
Okay. Tell you what, hit me with the questions and then we'll
Okay.
Work them all into an explanation.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I discern of her motives from what I see? Like, I don't want to just sort of ask, like, what are her motives? But, like, kind of like, what do I find of her motives?
Okay.
And how far along would they be in their plans? Or I'll save. Can I save it?
Save that one.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, as you're going through the book and whatnot, you find that I had certain advice I wanted to give. Let's go this route. You find that from the book, you find that they're very, very close to opening a portal for the Primortals. You've seen these portals before. This is one for Shayla that would allow her to then open the other 2 portals for Raka and Groth. Like immediately. The other 2, it was obviously, a millennia of planets coming together to open their portals when they did in the last 20 some years. This would be the culmination where she could open all 3 portals, being the mistress of magic. You find that they're planning, their hopes are to open the portal in 2 days at the new moon, the darkest night of the month. And you saved a question, so
I did.
So you know that it's you know what's happening, what their plan is, and basically you found how you know what their plan is. You found that drawing of the vellum with the inscriptions, and this was the part where Dot probably hit the most usefulness, where she was able to complete the inscription. So it's the flesh of the mother, the blood of the father, the heart of the firstborn son is the key. So now you know what so now you know what Zeke's role in this is.
Zeke? Darling, you wouldn't happen to be your parents' firstborn son, would you?
I mean, that would imply that I had other siblings. So I guess I'm the firstborn. I'm the only one, but
You single, Zeke?
I'm. Z sort of like.
People was like, I don't think this is the right. I mean, you do you.
Put together with
I
the
mean, you
forest
could
face
have-
lick of
It's not the worst time. I mean, it might be when talking.
yes.
You could be, you know, you
Were
could
you
have an older sister. I mean, I have an older sister, and I'm technically the firstborn son.
Were you seeing anyone?
I mean, I didn't really. I've seen a couple folk.
Yeah, but around here?
You mean romantically?
I met you on the train here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I'm just.
sweet.
I've never been to the. I have no idea. Look, okay, question.
Technically,
Hold
they
on.
would be
no,
seeing you,
no.
Dot.
I mean, you could go down to the bay. It's a really romantic spot.
Well,
I'm
that's
saying
not
is-
the problem. What I'm saying. Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, I should probably ask Lilith. Do you think that my Latin isn't super great? Is this in a literal sense, or is this in a metaphorical sense?
Will somebody tell me what the
Well,
hell's going on?
Oh,
Why am I
well,
being asked if I'm single?
1 second. A very literal sense, because they did in fact use his mother's skin and his father's blood. So I would assume they're going after his heart next.
What the hell?
Oh, sorry. The key that they were speaking about is your quite literal heart. They intend to rip it out of your chest and use it to open up a portal for Shayla, so Shayla can also open a portal for the other two primordial demons, and they would literally end the world.
You know
What does me having to be single have anything to do with
I
that?
think she was asking like take your heart theoretically, like romantically.
Like Lilith would be my heart.
Oh.
Ooh, the music swells and we have a moment. That's
That's
awesome.
what I was like. Zeke just like, I knew it.
Oh no, I do quite literally have this heart.
So she literally does. It sits on a fireplace mantle.
But you said I was your heart. That's different. We'll talk about that later when we're back.
Oh,
Leans over to Dot. They were roommates.
Oh my
Oh my god, they were roommates?
All right, and more hydration. We got redeemed.
This time
there.
I'll actually hydrate with the water
I think-
nearby.
Beltane leans over to Zeke. You could give me your heart, and I could keep it for safety. No, that's the thing I could do.
How about this? How about I keep all of my wits and faculties and important bodily organs exactly where they're supposed to be?
I mean, you'd still be alive.
Darling, you can't
Exactly
just take
where they are
everyone's heart.
supposed to be. I don't
Zeke, you really got to be careful here. Like they're coming for you.
Take your
It's
teeth.
why I
too.
have pistols. It's why I've been training my whole life in order to do this thing. It's to hunt the parents that done hunt the monster that done killed my parents.
How many bullets you got left, Zeke?
Handful, fistful of them.
Mm-hmm.
Your teeth are okay, right?
I need to go to the store or at least
I
like
can get
work
you
on
more
building
bullets.
some.
You keep on asking me, how high can I count? Let me tell you, Zeke, I've been counting, and the numbers don't look good.
Okay, alright, how about this? We still have Rocket Demon. My bullets ain't working, your claws ain't working, something's not working on this guy, so we gotta figure out what is. Also, again, we gotta figure out, so what's the deal with this?
Did I find out where she went, Harker? So that was like my first question.
Uh,
Just
yeah.
to know how to continue this scene.
She went straight to hell. She didn't deserve to go to hell because her
She's gone.
her goody part was still there. So before we go any further in that, Beltane and Zeke, who was looking at the rest of the place? while they were doing theirs. Who's the helper and who's the main investigator?
Who's the Lilith and who's the Dot?
Yeah.
Dibs on Dot roll.
All right.
All right.
Beltane will be
So Zeke, you're up first for a change the game.
Yeah, Zeke would be like, what's this fancy glass? And it's like clearly like a beaker. Like he has no clue what any of this shit is.
Like, is this for a giant? You know, it's like a shot glass looking thing, but it's this big.
What are all these funny numbers on the side of it? And why are they like broken off into like little segments?
Those are the measurement units.
Zeke, are you illiterate? And I mean that in the most non-offensive way.
I can read. It's just difficult, and sometimes the letters jumble up on me.
Oh, buddy.
Zeke, I think you have dyslexia.
How dare you?
Props. All right. For those who are dyslexic.
Keep what's in his pants out of this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What
Okay.
Dot said.
What Dot said. So what do you got? What do you bring into this search, Zeke? Give me some powers.
So yeah, Zeke's one of Zeke's new things is that he is good at like he has a little bit of divination now. He can track things.
That's right.
In a more like supernatural sense. So I feel like because he technically still has his star touched condition from way back when.
Right.
So I feel like if they're talking about like, oh, like we need like, oh, it's the age of magic and all of that kind of stuff, like the star touch thing, like if he like hones in on his own affliction,
right,
and then sees if anything in this general vicinity is like also radiating something similar to that.
That's pretty sweet. I like it.
Or with like this book and like with like, oh, that's like the vellum made from his mother's skin and the ink was made of his father's blood. Like, are there any other bits of mom and pa that are like hanging out around here?
All right. So what I'm hearing is you've got +1, right?
Yeah. I got +1 on that. Mostly, like Zeke doesn't really have a whole lot that he can do for the assist.
Nope, that's good.
But he gonna try.
+1.
Yep, +1. So, where the hell are my dice? Here. I didn't help at all.
Did you fail?
Yes, I got 2 2s, so a total of 5.
5. Okay. All right. Okay. That fortunately it doesn't. It just gives me abilities to give tags and whatnot. So we won't worry about that right now. And back to investigate. So
Hopefully it gives me plus a lot of things, but we won't worry about that right now. Don't worry, guys.
don't worry.
That little guy?
Worries.
I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
No worries.
Don't worry about it, bud.
So Beltane, your abilities here for search and seizure. I mean, searching around. What do you got?
I think I can apply routine because this is something he does.
Okay.
He seeks things out for Lilith and stuff like that, so he's used to this.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's probably it on his end, because everything else is more magically inclined, stuff like that.
I'll give you 1 for all your magic stuff, so +2.
Okay. +2. Not gonna roll it there. I'm gonna lose it across the floor if I do that.
Be gone forever.
It's gonna be gone forever. 10 + 2 is 12.
Nice. All right. So you've got 2. All right. With no repercussions or other weirdness. So, one of the confirmations, I guess, is that you realize that, you know, she's got the stuff for the like new magics, the like brimstone really isn't something from your age of magic. It's more of the Christian devil, you know, that era of the more monotheistic range. So you realize that there's the chalks are for summoning, you know, for drawing the summoning circles. There's blood, where she got blood and what kind of blood you don't really know. You'd have to like maybe get your werewolf or your vampire to help you with that, but you find a vessel of blood. You find a mirror that's there amongst the stuff that seems to be important. Maybe something about it's off. It feels like it has some mystic property to it. Like I said, you definitely confirm that this is hell. She's definitely was working with the devil. Not that you didn't know that, but that is confirmed at this point. Yeah, and Zeek, you just, I guess, other than almost like breaking things, like, is this important? You know, and then like going to put it back on the shelf.
It's my Fabergé egg all over again.
It topples and wobbles on the shelf.
Well, I was gonna say, like, again, like as we just established, like, Zeek can't, he can read, he can't read. No, like, he's not helpful in this. Right. So it's one of those things where, like, he could even be like it's the one book that's animated on the set, on the background cell, and he goes to read it, and it's like, he opens it up, and it's like, clearly important facts about the enemy, and he's like, it says nothing, and he closes it, and he like puts the book back out. Like,
stop me, I can't read.
Exactly. Like, he's like, it's very, he's not trying to hinder Beltane,
right?
But it is one of those, like, he's in a medieval alchemist's lab, and he's just like, what's all these things? And, like, he'll look over, and he's, like, sniffing containers, like, Zeke, don't drink that. Like, he's being, like, more distracting than he is helpful by trying to help in this situation.
Right, and he look... Oh, go ahead.
You know, when parents are focusing on something else, but they have a half eye on their child. I think Beltane's kind of like that, just kind of reaching his hand over, moving a jar out of the way, moves a beaker out of the way, puts a book in front of Zeke to fiddle around with. It might not be important, but he's just kind of doing his thing and like multitasking. He's encouraging Zeke to continue his search, but kind of picked up on the facts not doing well at it.
It looks like a whiskey or Maker's Mark bottle, and you pull it, and you smell the cork, and you're about to like look in it or drink it, and then all it is like eyes looking up at you out of squirming at the bottom of the bottle.
Like, finds another, like, opens it up, a little wispy, like, oh, like, small ghost, like, just, oh, what the shit, and, like, pops it back, sets it on, like, drops things, like, he's just, yeah, he's not being helpful in this.
That's ghostly screams in a bottle. Those are actually quite expensive.
Very rare.
And
you realize how hard it is to make ghosts scream? They're not scared of anything.
I mean,
they're already dead.
Just do it for fun.
And you bring the mirror and such over to the desk, and that's where Lilith and Dot, you know, that conversation had started amongst you guys. And we, the audience, you know, you guys are talking, and everything gets a little muffled, and the camera swings down, and things get a little fuzzy, and we like follow the corner of the desk down to the where the desk leg touches the floor, and we move across the floor to where the sigil had cracked, and we see the floor, the crack in the floor, snap back together. Everything glows red, and there's a like, it's not even a flash. It just, everything goes dark. And what time are we at? Okay, it's too early for that. So we'll move on to the next scene. Everything goes dark, and then everything is gray. Just gray. And I think Dot, you would hear it first, but you hear like lapping water. Yeah, there's lapping water, and Zeek, you realize you feel like you're in a canoe or something. And Lilith and Beltane, you start to, the gray, fades away from your guys' vision first, your vampire eyes, and the fog kind of lifts around, and you realize that, well, you realize you're in a gondola. Zeek, you just think it's the biggest canoe you've ever seen. And Beltane, you are sitting facing Lilith, like Lilith is facing you, and Dot, you're next to Lilith, and Zeek is facing you, and Beltane and Zeek, you see this robe, this huge robe, and Zeek, for a brief moment, you think that it's one of those wraiths, those wraith-like things that was on the train that had clawed you. But then you see the robe slide down, and you see that it has human skeletal hands, and it's working a pole that's moving you guys along.
There's a Karen. Sharon?
Karen.
What?
Generally, it's Charon.
And
I played Hades.
I didn't.
And when you ask the question, they're like, almost screwed that up. They're like, I prefer Sharon. And
you say Sharon?
I'm
That's what Zeek
sorry,
says.
Sharon.
Close enough.
How are you doing? I mean, this is lovely. How have you been? We have coin.
I've been told to bring you across.
Told you that.
Wait, hold up. Weren't we just underground?
We're on the
now
River
we're-
Styx.
Yes.
And Zeek, as they say that, you like look into the black water around you, and you see like these banshee like screaming souls, and they
More of that, like,
yeah, except there's no sound, and then they come right to the surface, and then they like move along the surface because they don't seem like they can break the water.
No, don't dip into the water.
He, like, points and looks back. He's like, there are no sticks in this river. And one, just a bunch of dead folk. I think they're dead.
Dot looks directly into the camera.
That's awesome.
Who exactly told you to bring us across? First of all, it's not our time yet.
You're just visitors here.
Wonderful.
But you're going
There's a visitor tag on our clothes.
Hello, my name is Visitor. You're just visitors here. He has brought you here.
Of course he did.
The only way to go up is to go down. And at that, the boat bumps and slides a bit, and then as he bows and points towards the front of the gondola, Um,
I'll leave
Yeah.
4 gold coins on the boat. Hey, if you are ever available for poker night, we're having one next Wednesday.
and the hood just nods, and it moves over the coins, and the coins kind of turn to mist, and just disappear.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter.
Who steps out first?
Cerberus here. She says as she steps out.
I- and
Cerberus.
When you step out, you step right into, like, the shoreline is made of skulls. It's just instead of grains of sand, it's just skulls. And
Oh,
and
Beltane, I'm gonna
bone.
need help here.
Mhm.
My heels
Hey,
aren't
Diggs.
made for walking. Well, technically they are, but
I can give you boots.
they don't match my outfit.
That's fair. Flats?
How about you just lend me your arm?
Hold on, arm.
And you find that it's easier to pick specific skulls to step onto than to try to step between
Yeah.
them. And you proceed forward. And everything it's like fog and gray. And as you take a few steps, you don't really know how far it is because of the fog. Distance is weird, but it eventually becomes just like black river rocks, like almost like you would find like gravel you would put at the bottom of an aquarium, but every single rock is black. And as you proceed into said fog, or I guess, what do you do?
Zeek is still like he is having a time right now. It just looks towards Dot, and it's just like, all right. So we were in the basement. I opened up the Screamy bottle. Y'all started talking about how it was expensive or difficult to scare a ghost. Did I inhale something that I wasn't supposed to?
Dot's gonna like flip through her book of monsters and land on the River Styx in there, and just sort of point at it to Zeek.
So we just got picked up, just snagged on this.
She shrugs. Something down here wants to talk to us.
That does not bode well. Alright. Just wanted to make sure I was on the same page.
I mean, far as I know, we're not getting out of here without talking to him, so kind of stuck, bud. Jack. I don't know what's some 40 slang.
I feel like that's actually what
What?
Dot's saying, like as they're walking. Like,
What's a pretty slag?
Zeke just sort
Listen
of like,
here, Jack.
yeah.
Hit the road, Jack.
Don't you come down.
All right.
I'm gonna Google 40 slang.
The
You will receive
the
straight dick as a 40 slag.
Yeah.
You're gonna need some hot dick from the Iron Man.
Oh, exactly. Okay. All around you is gray.
Ace. There you go. I'll call you
Ace.
Ace.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. What do you do? It's just
Lilith is just walking forward.
okay.
Nothing on her side, kind of glancing around and looks back. You kids doing alright?
It's your first time in hell, isn't it?
Well, this is the branch.
Well,
between
yes,
all.
it's a
Yeah.
yes.
Step
No, I
forward.
come here all the time. Yes, this is my
Oh.
first time in hell.
Oh,
No, he was being sarcastic, darling.
sorry. You get to meet the 3-headed dog.
The one
That's
now.
adorable.
Oh,
Cerberus.
super adorable. Their name is Spot.
It is Spot, really.
All right. As you are standing there, Okay. Let's see. I want to call this take the risk or face danger. Face danger. Okay. As you guys are proceeding, you each start to hear voices and whispers of people you've lost. So people who've died that you know, or even people who you would have liked to meet who've died. So, Zeek, who's someone from your past who's now whispering to you?
That would be, it would probably be the man who raised him, after, his family died.
Okay.
An old indigenous man. Like,
Indigenous.
like First Nations. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, First Nations people. Like, just, he was an older guy, like, taught him how to, like, survive wilderness and all of that kind of thing. But he was already an old guy when he took Zeek in, and I'd say probably, like, passed away, like, a decade ago.
Okay.
Or something like that.
And you're hearing him say things like, there is no great spirit, there is no afterlife, there is no point. Survival, it's just, we're all animals in a trap. This sort of thing is it's just this oppression that's trying to sap your soul. If you would please resist a malign influence. Roll plus power.
Roll plus power. So, the powers that he would have, he has a bullshit detector. And then, he's got a cowboy hat. Just throwing that one out there.
Not give you a point for cowboy.
Damn it!
Good try.
Shit!
But it makes me look really cool while
Yeah.
I'm
It does make me look
pondering.
really cool.
But I look down at my hat and I remember my past, and I remember the happy days.
Yeah.
Not selling it for you. All right.
Oh, yeah. No, it's...
I can make the hat work for anything.
Yeah, I think that, just the bullshit detector.
All right.
It's probably
Roll
good on
plus
that one.
1.
Okay. So that would be a total of 9, but I still have a juice that I was holding on from last time. So I'm going to change it to a 10. Use that
Good.
towards this.
Very good move. On a 10 plus, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. So you all that his words of wisdom and stuff, he's twisted and turned and tried to drag you down, and the gray, the fog, the just endless black stones. Why are you bothering? You shake it off somehow, and you feel your resolve return. Let's go Lilith next. Lilith, who's whispering to you? It can be multiple people too.
I think so whispering to her, I would think it would be definitely two voices. Her late wife, and then the lover she had when she was human, who was a friend of hers who before she was turned as another woman. And I would say even like her sire.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So you're hearing, mon petit ingénu, and why don't
Sorry.
stay with me, my
Yeah.
love. Why take another step? This is a fool's journey. And your sire's voice comes in suddenly, and it's like, you deserve to be here. So stop moving, just lay down and rest. Stay here, you belong here, type stuff. And then you feel the like hair brush against your face, and the warm embrace of your ex-wife. And it seems to be dragging you down, like you just like, let's take a nap. Let's just lay here in bed for a little longer.
That's
Misha
fine.
chimes in.
Mishka, yeah.
You've been fighting for so long. Why not lay down? Why not take a rest?
Stay here with us.
Stay here with us.
And so yeah, well, give me some powers you think would apply.
Ah, shit. I don't think I have anything. Other than outsmart competition, because she can't really read the minds of the dead or suggest them. But that's the only one I think I have.
All right, roll +1. Seven. All right. You take the status, but at -1. On a miss, you take the full status. Okay. So, yeah, Lilith begins to she looks like she's just gonna lay down, like she's just like done. She's just, you've never seen her not, full of power. And she just seems sort of sapped. You almost, I want to say that whole that whole 40s sort of a swoon sort of thing. Maybe you lean into Beltane.
Yeah, she leans into Beltane. It's like her feet are starting to drag.
But you managed to pull yourself up out of it a little bit. So you're just gonna have the status.
Yeah.
Let's just call it limbo.
Okay.
And limbo -1.
Okay. So I would say that how I see it, so I have limbo -1. It's kind of like her feet start to drag as she hears her ex and her sire and her late wife, and you see her kind of falling down as she hangs on to Beltane. And I think it's Mishka's voice when she's like, "You've been fighting for so long, why don't you lay down?" That it kind of snaps her out of it a little bit, enough to keep going, because she's like, she would never say that.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So good job on the assist. High five, Dot.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what's great about this kind of storytelling. We're all telling the tale.
So she just grits her teeth and keeps walking.
Okay. Okay, we'll end with Dot. Beltane, whose voices are you hearing? I mean, I've got some ideas, because you've got a long past.
Yeah,
and a certain fire and some ancient sacrifices and things come to mind. But who do you got going on?
I think his first human lover. He fell in love with a human long ago at the start of the first Bronze Age in Greece, and I think that's what it was. I don't remember. But he fell in love with a human there. He loved them and learned how to respect and understand humans.
And I'm sure somewhere like 3 years ago, there's one of these episodes that has his name, and, and we had a scene between them. So any Greek name that you comes to mind? Okay. Anyway, their voice is, it has been so long. Would you choose to stay? I mean, just for a little while? maybe keep me company? It's ever so cold here. And what do you got for powers?
For powers, he's got a fair bit for this. Fires a bell, magical protection, and I would say his own divinity.
Okay. +3.
12.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not fooled by this fog and mist silliness. You're like, no, there's no way their soul is here, even though they were human.
Yeah. I think what happens is he's kind of listening to this and listening to his past where he was the Blood Red King during the Fate times where he was a governing, kind of unmerciful king of Fae himself. He kind of looks to the sky and says, really? And then a ring of fire kind of tears itself from him and pushes outwards around his friends and Lilith himself, forming this kind of barrier.
Yeah, it burns off some of the fog and whatnot. It takes a lot more power than you would think it would.
Mm-hmm.
You realize you are not in a realm where your magic is potent. You know, you expend a lot to burn away the fog a bit and bluster your friends. But because you did roll like a 27 or something on that, we're going to give Dot a chance to have a +1 on this. So Dot, who's whispering to you?
Well, I've had the chance to.
Your
I
father's
figured
leg.
What? I've had a chance to think about this, and I was all like, "Who does Dot know who's died?" And the answer is no one. Dot knows no one who has died. And I'm all like, okay, but who's dead who would have a vested interest in dissuading Dot from her misadventures? And I could tell you what, and it would be the source of her ancient blood. I've had this tag in my fucking character sheet for a long time now, and guys, this is the last episode. It's time to reveal what that's all about.
Second to last.
The penultimate. We've got one more.
Oh, the second to last episode. It's time to reveal. The voice that she hears is that of Cassandra, the ancient diviner, seer, prophesier who was cursed to have no one believe her prophecies. And as it turns out, her mother is also a seer, and that's why she's so protective. So the voice that she hears is of Cassandra berating Dot for getting involved in all of the dangers that her mother tried to protect her from, and telling her, like, you are the curse now. You've become your mother's curse.
How dare you disobey? You knew that she knew. Why would you tempt fate? Fate is against you at this point. Let's roll some dice with +1. And what do you got for powers on this one?
As far as powers go, like mentally, not a whole lot. All of my resistance stuff is physical.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, like, the only thing that I could swing in this direction is ancient blood.
Fair enough. 2 +2. And of course, you know.
Whoa! I got double sixes again.
All right.
Holy moly!
It was because your father's leg helped out. That's his dead
You're
leg.
welcome.
Hopping by on the river.
It came by.
Like, remember where you came from, Dot!
Oh, I thought it just kicked Cassandra.
That's
just
what I mean.
That's right. Get out of here.
It hops. It hops up. Yeah.
You damn broad. Get on out of here, you rookie.
You don't know nothings. See? Nothing.
You're a real fathead. A ducky shin cracker.
All right, ducky shin cracker.
That actually means a good dancer. I don't know what to say.
All right. I don't know what I'm saying.
You're a dead hoofer, which means a bad dancer.
Coming from a dead werewolf leg. That's awesome. Okay, so what did you roll?
I got a 14.
Okay, all right, because double 12, blah blah blah. Okay,
Yeah.
whew. You're like, this is some bullshit. Dot's too stoic, perky, too I don't know, plucky.
Disrespectful of her elders.
Yeah, okay, there it is.
Plucky's probably the right word.
All right.
It's kind of a like, you had your chance, Cassie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will
Now
not
hoof
be
it.
dissuaded. You bringing your spirits back up, and you see Belle's flames shoot out in a circle around you, burning away the fog, and suddenly the black stones underneath you within the circle seem to become like an obsidian floor, like smooth, and you all drop through the fire, and Belle's circle of fire like disappears, and that's where we see everybody dunk. Too early for break.
That's fine.
As there's the circle, they fall. The circle envelops itself. That's where we'll take a break.
Excellent. So with that, we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go to a place like our characters just did. We're going to try and be back in again 5 to 10, so don't go no place. Unless it's grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, pick yourself up something nice. We'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have returned from our break. Our characters have fallen through a hole in the floor, but that hole in the floor is also a hole into hell. Maybe. I don't know. GV, you know more than I do, so why don't you take us away?
As we fade back in, the group is standing on it's almost like you're standing on a bed. It's soft and cushy, and it's like red velvet.
It's any easier to walk on.
That's flesh. There's flesh.
And
Now there's flesh.
And it just goes on forever, and it goes on to the edge of normal sight, I should say, and there seems to be like a howling wind, almost like you're standing at the middle of a storm. And as you're standing there, it's warm. It's a little too warm, and
It's time to part the Red Seas, my dudes.
there's like perfumes smells and such, and as you're standing there, Dot, you're like, this is flesh. I know this is flesh in your head, and you look down and you see the red velvet blanket sort of takes the form of like a hip or some breasts press against this, a face, like a smooth face pressing against the velvet, like as if someone's pulling a sheet across them. And it seems to be in motion. You're seeing strong, defined muscular arms and such coming up out of the velvet sea that's amongst you, And let's go kind of backwards this time. So Dot, who's someone that Dot has been crushing on, I guess, or has had a crush on, or was in love with?
Oh, that's a good question. These are questions I have not asked myself. I'll say there was a cutie back at the office. She was a Gorgon.
Okay.
And like Dot kind of crushed on her a little bit, but it became pretty clear that they were not interested at all.
Oh. All right. So you're like looking at this floor that's moving and such, and out of the velvet, this shape starts to take place, and you can see the snakes writhe below the velvet. And all of you are seeing these at the same time, so it's you're all in your own space at this point, kind of. There will be no ability to help one another or whatnot, because it's all sort of occurring simultaneously. And you see the snakes, and then the velvet kind of turns into a hood and then comes off of them. They've got their little glasses on, so that their gaze doesn't turn you into, and to the rest of the world, she has always appeared to be blind, because the glasses are so dark and so solid that no one can see her gaze. And she almost is blind because they're so dark. So effectively in the world, she has always almost been kind of blind. And like I said, what are her snakes, and what does she look like?
What are her snakes, as in like
What kind of snakes?
Kind
Or
of
color and
Are they garter
and
snakes? Are they boa constrictors? Are they pythons? Are they
Yeah.
Yeah, just a big old fucking banana python, like one long
Are
snake.
they
Yeah,
carpet pythons?
it could
Are they,
be.
honestly,
are they
that's
tree
really
boas?
cool though.
Yeah, like it's a beehive that's just one big python,
Are
you know.
they Eastern hognose snakes? Or are they Western hognose snakes?
I don't know. You tell me, cause you seem to know a lot of snakes.
They're
It's just a head full of rattlers.
Well,
Are
like
they
some,
Eastern diamondbacks?
how about like a shiny black snake, or like a water moccasin? Is that?
Yep.
Is that?
Mamba.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
A
Yeah.
mamba? A black rat snake?
Sure. Yeah. Something like that. They're shiny and they're black. That's.
All right.
Oh no, and they've got that slight iridescence too.
Yeah.
So rainbow sparkle kind of iridescence,
Yeah,
or
like
just
like like
Oil.
oil slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. All right, and the rest of their features, or how are they dressed, or any other details you want to share?
Really smartly dressed, I say. I want to say that she works in she works in an office down the street. It's the telephone like what's it called? The telephone operator? That's yeah. Like she like sticks the plugs in
and
all
she
the
can
different
talk. Nice.
Yeah. That's her deal. That feels like a blind accessible job to do.
Well, and also too, we get a scene of a flashback or the past, and the snakes are actually doing the bits.
That's great. Oh my
so-
god, yes, absolutely.
So she's amazing at her job.
Yes. And the reason why she turned Dot down is because she already had a girlfriend, and her girlfriend's a gargoyle.
Ah, nice. Ooh, beautiful. Knights in the courtyard. Okay.
Gargoyle's already made out of stone. She can't turn.
I know. That's what I said. Beautiful. So nice. Okay. They appear before you, and they're they do that shoulder roll, and they kind of yeah, exactly. They are just exuding like lust, and attraction. How are you? You are aware that this place is effing with you. How are you going to deflect this?
Just maximum cringe, I think. Dot's
Awesome.
Dot's already embarrassed that she's like seeing this like romantic like situation that didn't play out. And I want to say that like the like getting turned down was really embarrassing too. So like she's just trying not to look, honestly.
A total blush. Oh no, this is wrong.
It's a physical manifestation of an intrusive thought of a memory that you really wish you didn't have.
Yeah, we can all relate. Okay, So, face danger, take a risk.
Go toe-to-toe when you use your abilities to overcome someone or something in a struggle for control.
Okay.
I have a question about the Gorgon for Danae. Does she do the like, oh?
Yes, absolutely. If you guys have ever played Monster High, like this is
Oh,
very
it's
much
Vera.
It's a Vera type character.
Yes.
Yeah, and so as you're like total cringe and that kind of thing, the snake, like one of the snakes coils around your hand and tries to pull your hand away, like no, come, I should have never stuck with Gorgina, and trying to pull you in. All right, your opponent can describe how they respond. Okay, so roll plus power.
Oh my god. Okay. How do you resist horny when you're a fucking werewolf?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tag Furious Retaliation and Terrifying, because I want to say that like what she does is that like she's cringing right up until the moment where she's touched, and then she just turns around and goes back off, like wolf's out. That's it.
Right.
That's what
Plus
I'm taking.
2.
If this goes poorly, then that's a 7, 8, 9.
9. All right. Good one, Satan.
And it's exactly like a cornered dog too. It's just like, they're acting all submissive right up until the moment where like you've really crossed the line, and then they just lash out.
Right. A indoor Knights in the Courtyard slumber party, and I'll remember.
Party.
And here are your choices. All right. There you go. Those are your choices. For those of you who aren't seeing chat, she gets to choose one because she rolled a 7 to 9. You manage to achieve your goal. Take something they hold. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with a tier equaling power. You block, dodge, or counter their best attempts.
I'm choosing one of these?
Yep.
All right. I'm taking the block, dodge, or counter.
Okay.
whatever she's trying to do, I'm getting out of it. No, thank you.
You're like, back off, you know. And yeah, the snakes all come back and kind of around her pouty little face, and she makes a little like your loss kind of thing, and then just sort of suddenly she's like, the hood comes back up and she just is just gone, and the sea of satin is back. The sea of velvet and or satin, whatever you find more appreciative.
Dot's gonna look around and make sure nobody else saw that.
Everyone saw this.
It's all happening at the same time, so you're all going to be looking around at the same point if depending on if anybody fails or whatnot. Let's go, Belle. Belle, someone you were crushing on.
Oh, someone he was crushing on. Probably he was crushing on somebody in Austria that was a human, and he just couldn't be with them. They were, I think, human, and he was at the time still trying to process being a fae, and she pretty much turned him down, and he's been sad about it ever since, but trying to move past it.
All right. Any looks or details or anything you want to put in there, because it's the same sort of thing where the red satin sheet comes up and then a hood falls away type thing.
I think he has red hair, freckles, kind of tan skin, bright green eyes. He likes red hair, and he likes dark hair. Those are his two things he really finds attractive. But she was one of those people that's just like you paint pictures of, sort of thing.
Yeah, and did she have the fiery heart to match her hair to ignite the fire in Belle's heart kind of thing? All right, sweet.
This was way before that.
Sorry, I should learn to not look at that chat. Okay. Yeah, and they basically give you the, what are you staring at? Why don't you just, take what you want? You are, do they know you're a Fey Lord?
I think he told her in the end, which is why she said no in the end, because she's like, no, that's not for me. Thanks,
and so you can tell that it's like that moment in time. It feels like that moment, and they're like, you're a Fey Lord, just kiss me kind of thing. How do you resist?
He was just kind of go, no, thank you, and he kind of flicks fire at her because he's like, I've got somebody. He looks around for Lilith. I'm married, I think.
And as you look around, nobody else is there. And you're like,
married,
I'm married, I think. All right. So do you flick fire?
Yeah, just go. No.
All right.
I'm married.
I'm married. I think I'm married.
Well, let's go with hit with all you've got, because they do not expect to have fire thrown at them. Life. All right. Roll plus power.
Stand.
14. These dice are on fire, and I'm scared what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. Oof. All right. 14. Choose 2. Oh, no bad clicking.
Excuse me, not 14, 13. I know math.
Over 10, same result. All right. Take cover.
No.
You don't choose this. They can impose a status on you. You get them good or get many of them. You control the collateral damage. You hold the target's attention if possible. You gain the upper hand and take a juice.
I think that's gonna get them good because he's like, no. I'm just surprised throws fireball at this person in front of them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, let's see. Get them good. Or get many of them. Okay. Yeah. So, you you throw the fire, and they it hits them, and you know they're not singed or whatever. It buffets them back,
Mm-hmm.
and they cross their arms, and they give you that defiant dagger stare, and then they slowly sink back into the satin, like totally grump
Watching
faced.
this.
Mhm.
I'm married. Go away. Just gonna nudge my boot at her.
And then like I said, then the satin rolls
Go
back
away,
over
stinky
like
person.
like
Go on. Yeah.
All right. Who's up next? Lilith? Zeke?
Yeah, I think it's me because Zeek was first last time. I don't know what
Yeah,
order
go
we're
for it.
going.
Sounds great. So it
She's
can-
loved 3 people her entire life.
I-
2 already came to talk to her, and 1 is right next to her.
all right.
But hold on. 1 is right next to her. But this is not necessarily the man. This is not the version of Beltane that Lilith fell in love with. So
Oh my
what if
God.
it's like
Oh,
OG Beltane? Like
Oh,
blue skin
no.
Beltane, fancy suit, just like hello there, like just like pops it back up.
Yeah,
hello
so yeah, let's go let's go with that. Lilith, suddenly you look around and everybody's gone. As you look like left and right, when you look back right, Beltane's standing there. But again, it's like OG Beltane. What would hold on? What would what would Beltane say? OG Beltane.
I think he'll kind of straighten his cuffs, make sure they're right, and look to her, give her a wink, then step towards her and say, "Darling, it's been a while, hasn't it? You, me, under the starlight." Kind of spins around her and kind of offers his hand. "I miss this."
Gonna cross her arms. And there's just like a very intense, like, and a purse to her lips.
All right, Lilith. This sounds like you're facing the danger.
Yeah, no, she's just you know that eyebrow that speaks 1,000 words.
Mm-hmm. The Dungeons and Dragons players speak with your
Yeah.
eyes situation. Yeah, okay. Avoid incoming or endure, resist a malign influence. So roll plus power.
Plus power. Does emotional harm count? And harm makes me stronger.
In this situation, yes,
Okay.
because it is an actual force exuding itself.
Oh, okay. And would outsmarting the competition still count here?
Sure.
Okay. But I do have a weakness attack that's called Enemies Abound. So if she's surrounded by enemies,
Mm.
with her crime lord, which is outsmart competition.
Let's just dodge those and go with +2.
Okay. 6. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10.
Okay. All right. So 10. You fend off the effect and take no status at all. So, yeah, you cross your arms and you give the eyebrow.
She just says, "Why don't you go along your merry way?"
And would Beltane cause? How would Beltane disappear?
He just kind of put a hand to his heart and then give a bow. Alas, our love was never meant to be, and just kind of shatter into a bunch of cherry blossoms.
Always one for the dramatics.
And then the blossoms flutter down to the silken floor, where they all turn red and just fade away. Zeek,
Yeah.
crush, ex-love.
Is it just one?
We could.
Okay. No,
Can be
'cause, like,
many.
no.
You could run with
Beset
it.
by an army.
Yep.
Oh, he's just so handsome. Everyone's throwing themselves at him. No. I think for Zeek, it is. I think it would be like the niece of the guy who raised him, or something like that. Like that he it was
Grew
one
up
of those
together.
Yeah, like we grew up together. We got the childhood friends tag going on.
Mhm.
Or it was somebody that he was introduced to, possibly a little bit later, but still more of like raven black hair, darker skin, more of like an aquiline nose, and I think she was a werewolf, but it wasn't one of those it was more of like a close like family thing. Like it wasn't necessarily like a biggie bad wolf. Like if you're part of the family, we're gonna make you a werewolf. See, that kind of thing.
Right.
Like it was like no, like they have been this way for so long, and like it manifesting to her like as like this daughter of wolves, I think is like very much like it was one thing like as like somebody who was considered more of like an outsider in this society, even though that he was brought in, like they had more of like a like they wanted to meet together under the stars, but like very difficult to do so when you don't know if the person that you were going to be going out to meet is gonna wolf out. But like it was never like a risk of like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking eat me. Like always in control kind of situation.
Right. Like more of a druidic shape changer, kind of
exactly.
spiritual. Like they don't werewolf out, they wolf out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that would be closer to it.
Okay.
And I think that it was one of those like. I think she died in wolf form because it's not, but like to like hunters kind of thing.
Right.
Like they were just like, like we killed this wolf, good for us. But it's like you don't understand, like that was not a wolf. Yeah. And so like Zeke has had like a long resentment. So like seeing this person's face again, I think it's just more of like there's like, oh yeah, hearing the relative like back in the river, like that doesn't matter, like knowing that his parents like got turned into paper and ink and all of those kinds of things probably would not matter. Like he wouldn't think too much of it because he's been so focused on like their death and their experience that like then like knowing what he knows of like, oh, we're in hell and people can show, and then like seeing her and she's not like upset or being upfront. It is just one of those like he wants to embrace her.
I've got a good lead in.
Yeah.
So, again, like Beltane was suddenly in that moment of that turning point with this rejection. This is suddenly there's a moment and you weren't there, but you know exactly what it is and in her life, and she is suddenly running towards you, and she says, Zeke, save me, they're after me. And she goes to embrace you. How do you fend this?
I think that from Zeke's perspective, as this is happening, there is a moment where he looks at her and remembering the place where they're at, he knows that she did not deserve to be here, if anything. And so in his mind, it is like he's doing his best to kind of like, this isn't real. You're not real.
I think it's face danger,
And I
resist
think,
malign influence.
yeah.
Okay.
That is... Okay, so what
What would you have to endure this?
Bullshit detector.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, bullshit detector. Cowboy hat.
We'll give you the cowboy
Yes!
hat on this one.
Ha! Cowboy hat.
Pulls it down over his
Pulls it
face.
down,
Yeah. To hide the like teary eyes that he's getting.
And then
Exactly.
one tear slips down.
Just the single, but like you can't see his face still. It's just the like the glisten down the
There's
side.
like the line that he says in his voice, like, I didn't know it rained in hell.
Amazing.
Yeah,
No, that's the tagline for the episode. Was I didn't know it rained in hell.
And we get the tear shot from the audience's perspective, real close up, with the samurai eye.
Yeah. And I think
right.
that like, so with that would be a 9.
Okay. You take the status, but at -1 tier. On a miss, you take the full status. Since I never announce tiers, you take it on a miss, take the full status.
Is this a miss? Did he miss, or did he just
I got a
partial?
9.
Partial.
It's a
You got a partial? If I could have some input.
Sure.
As he turns away, like we don't see her, but we just hear a gunshot.
Yeah.
And his status is heartbroken.
That's exactly where I was going. Not with the shot, but the status was going to be heartbroken.
bang.
So yeah, you got a -1 status of brokenhearted or broken heart.
You give love a bad name.
So brokenhearted. Yeah, and I think that like,
So Satan, if ever we do get dragged to karaoke by these people who can sing, we'll do that one. We'll do that one.
You can hear my cat screeching.
That's what I'm saying, because neither of us could sing.
Yep, I remember that conversation.
Knights of the Courtyard.
Nice in the courtyard.
We'll talk about that.
yeah, for Zeke, I feel like it's like her saying like they're coming after me, and him. I feel like they're like he does take the moment to embrace her, and I feel like that's what causes the heartbroken. And then he kind of says like you're not real, and he has to like kind of like gently push her back, and he just says he's sorry that he wishes he could have been there, and that's when he has to like cowboy hat down, turn sad, walk away, and then as he's walking away, that's when he hears like the gunshot noise.
Terrible.
All right. Woo.
Birds.
Everyone succeeded, and Zeke's over there just.
I got a -1 limbo.
That's-
minus.
Dot's like, wow, that was embarrassing, right, guys? Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah, so again, you all at the same time kind of look back at each other, and Zeke, you're half turned away with your brim way down.
And you just hear him like he does like the sniff, like the hard, like you can tell like he's trying really hard not to let people see through his rough exterior.
And
give him
Dot
a
says,
Gravity Falls hug. Pat, pat.
Just yeah, let's get out of here.
all right.
Got something in my eye.
Of course.
And as Dot says, that was real embarrassing, wasn't it? That wind, that circling eye of the storm just collapses on you guys as it does. It's just moans and groans and just, you know, this sexual tension kind of thing that collapses in as you guys are like funneled downward again.
Dionysus.
Lilith is like, that reminds me of those Victorian parties that I always got invited to.
If I knew I was gonna have to be like awkwardly aroused at this point, I would have played as Baz.
Yeah, no. I always did.
Yeah. No,
I
go
always
ahead.
did like the idea of Baz blushing.
It's purple.
Exactly. All right. And as that funnel collapses in, you guys feel yourself like it's almost like you're uncomfortably pressed against one another in what should be sexy but not in this case situation. It's more cringe. And
Darling, now is not the time.
yeah, exactly. But like I said, it's all of you.
Zeke,
So
please move your hand.
exactly. And
There are too many
Sorry.
limbs
Oops, sorry.
everywhere.
looks like I got licked earlier. No, come on. All right. And as that uncomfortable twisting sort of feel comes, and you go whump, and your feet actually sploosh. You find yourself standing in this slush, what is this? It's like a soup. It's like split pea and ham soup that you find yourself ankle deep in. And as you look up, it seems to go on forever. And as you're standing there, you're like, oh, this soup is cold. Ugh. Eesh. God, why
This
Why
is
am I
bad gazpacho.
why am I standing in split pea and ham soup? And there's hunks of like, looks like ham or flesh or something.
Oh.
And then you guys start to hear, and you start to look around, you see these bulbous bodies, like kind of everywhere, and they're kind of, it's almost as if a really large person is floating in the soup, except their heads are twisted around and put on their bodies so that their faces are at the level of the soup, and their limbs are all snapped around, so they're like a crab walk.
Like alligatoring it.
Yeah, except like I said, like it's kind of like some kind of crab walk where they're sliding their bodies, except it's the top of their bodies, and you see these, like all of them are outie belly buttons, and they're just gobbling up this cold soup mush, and they're coming right for you. What do you guys do?
I
Cry.
have a guide named Virgil.
My shoes.
It needs more salt.
Crying is a free action. Okay.
Reaction.
I think Beltane
Oh
just slaps
no!
Zeke.
Zeke, don't eat that.
Yeah, they're
you
I
see
need soup to heal my broken heart.
as they're going, they're, and they suck in one of these hunks of ham, one hopes, and they just roughly swallow it and just keep coming.
I think people swimming in cold soup is gonna be under my next lines.
I think Beltane just kind of makes a face and goes, ew.
All right.
Wonders. Ow!
Like I said,
Let's
they're
Zeke.
they're coming in all directions.
Lilith's gonna take out that gun she kept on her thigh holster.
I think Beltane pulls out his, checks it, twirls the revolver, like, all right, I got the first 4 on the left.
Got the other 6 on the right.
All right. Zeek?
Zeke just like looks at these and is like, are they large enough to eat us?
They're huge. I mean,
Okay.
I think they're gonna
they're
try.
like-
They're
They're
gonna
like
try.
they're like big people, like 500
Like
plus
Snorlaxes.
pounds. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if they were like. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring recently, so I was like, are they like giant size doing this? Like they could like single shot me, or is this gonna be like they'll have to like try and nom on me for a little bit? Okay, so like that's why when you guys were like pulling out pistols, mentally I was thinking giant size things. So I was like, the fuck are my guns gonna do? But if they're just regular people, so
No, they're like, Zeke may be, what, 160, 180?
it's probably like 180.
Yeah, these are like 700 pounders.
Yeah. I mean, they've been eating on that soup all day.
Soup, good soup.
Soup. Zeke will hand his iron pistol over to Dot. Like, you know how to use one of these things.
Oh, thank God! I did not want to touch those things. She like cocks it.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know if this is a go toe-to-toe or a hit with all you've got. Let's go with hit with all you've got. Dot, let's start with you because that's awkward. You've just been handed this gun and you're thankful. Let's see what you can do with it.
Okay.
Roll plus power.
All right. I'm gonna go with bestial form. Well, I'm not using my bestial form at this point. I'm gonna go with protect the pack, furious retaliation, and thrill of the hunt.
Viable. Totally viable. Plus 3.
All right.
Oh, wait. You got any kaboomed or any other?
I'm still kaboomed.
Okay, so
and
that's
honestly,
one.
I might be having a sensory overload at this point. That's one of my weaknesses.
Yeah. Okay. So you're only plus 1 in the
All right.
end. Yeah.
This is fine.
The pea soup is thick. It has a pungentness to it. Neither do I.
10
What's
plus
the
1
piece?
is 11. I don't think I've had a roll that has not included a 6 on the die.
Wow.
Like the dice are hot tonight.
All right. Choose 2.
2
Excuse me.
from go to toe to toe.
Close- Yeah.
Or hit
no,
with all you've got.
Hit with all you've got.
All right, either you take cover or secure a superior position. If you don't choose this, you can impose a status, or they can impose a status on you. If they are, no, they're not a PC, you get them good or get many of them, plus 1 tier, or you control the collateral damage. You hold the target's attention if possible, or you gain the upper hand. Take 1 juice. I'm gonna take cover or secure a superior position. I want to say that I'm able to like get up out of the soup. You know, so I'm less
Get up
seasoned.
out of that soup.
The soup just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Soup all the
plain.
way
It's
down.
a plane of soup, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
How about I secure a superior position, which is to say, not directly in front of these gluttonous demons. Like if they can't see me, then I'm not on their mind. Like I'm not appetizing. say.
How about you like blast one and stand on it?
Sure.
Is that viable?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I say I'll get them good and I'll get on top of them.
All right. Yeah. Pow, 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 pow. You let a few rounds fly, and then, you use its bloated mass as a small island to give yourself a superior position.
Yep.
Let's see. Choose this. They impose it. Take cover. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status. Okay. Yep. So no status your way. And you rolled 10 plus anyway. So yep. you're up there. Let's go with Lilith next. Lilith,
Okay.
you obviously are doing the shooting thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the shooting thing.
All right, what do you got for powers?
I got can't die already dead. I have outsmart competition and thrill of winning.
Alright.
If I clone myself, can I clone my gun?
Gun. I think it's more like a mirror image than a real
Okay.
clone.
I have to ask, you know.
Yep,
just
oh,
in
you
case.
always.
It's your shadow clone
Always.
jutsu.
Yeah,
You
my
got,
clone juice.
Do you got
I
yeah,
do have a
weakness.
weakness to enemies abound.
Okay, so +2.
+2. That's not great. 8.
8.
Yeah. Oh, -1 because of limbo.
Yes. Okay.
So 7.
So 7. Still 7 and 9. Choose one from that list.
You take cover or secure if you don't choose this, they can post status on you. If they are a PC, you get them good or get many of them. You hold the target's attention if possible, gain the upper hand, take 1 juice. I'm gonna take I already have a condition, so a status. I'm gonna take cover, secure superior position. So she's gonna try and shoot at a few, and then when she realizes she can't do that,
Basically, they're gonna get her. Do you jump up on Dot's island of?
yeah, she's gonna jump up on Dot's island.
All right. Okay.
It's like, no, these shoes are new. Don't touch me.
Yeah, and your heels are really digging into this bulbous flesh. It's real gross, but you're not in the soup anymore.
Yeah,
So-
she's like, don't. Oh.
You
Belle.
ever had like soggy socks from rainwater or mud?
Mhm.
Now imagine that, but with split pea soup with ham chunk in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having soggy socks and a pebble in your sock at the same time.
Exactly, but you know, like
The
your
pebble
feet
is
are gonna smell
squishy.
like split
The
pea
pebble is
afterwards.
squishy.
Yep. All right, Belle, you're hitting them with all you got.
All right. I will use either routine or mobster ways. Mobster, not monster. Mobster ways.
Lobster ways.
Lobsters.
Lobster ways. Burger King, have it your way.
Yes.
Not
I'm gonna
sponsored
Burger
by-
King it up.
Not sponsored by Burger King, but hey, hit me up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Burger
send us some
King.
nuggets.
Burger King split
No.
pea soup. All right, Beltane.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. All right. So you choose 2 off the list.
Okay. Those are in the Twitch. Yes. I'm going to impose. No, I'll take the upper hand and take a juice.
Okay.
Take 1 juice. And then impose a status of slow. Is that a status?
Let's see. Control collateral. So you're going to take the upper hand. Yeah, I guess we could make it sort of the hold their attention kind of thing.
Yeah.
You kind of got them to come towards you, not climb up on their
Mhm.
friend and or dead friend and get to your buds.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. But that does indeed mean that you take a status.
Did he roll 11?
Yeah, I rolled it.
Yeah, but
Does he
if
still take a status?
well, if you let's see, on a 10, choose 2. If you take cover or secure superior position, oh yeah. So 10. Let's see, and you give the target an appropriate status in your choice. Okay, yeah. So you're good. Okay,
Okay.
you're just
I
drawing.
think-
You're drawing them in.
Yeah, I think he mimics Zeke and just kind of fans the hammer on his gun. He's like, "That's Zeke. Is that right? Did I do it right?"
Zeke just, yeah, you're pretty close.
Okay. Reloads
right.
his gun.
Sweet. And Zeke.
So
Let's do this.
Zeke's idea, one, he has his pistol, sure.
Mhm.
But these big beasts, these weird things, are coming towards him. He's hoping that they that this can be like a shark's blood in the water situation, where like if he like kills one and then they start like they show signs of weakness that they are easy eatings. Can he convince the other of these biggins to like nom on their recently deceased friend, or if they're like just gunning for the small fries?
All right. Do you want to hit with all? Do you think that's a hit with all you got, or do you think that's maybe a convince?
I think that would be a convince, because there's the one that Dot already aced. So he is going to try and like gonna pull out like his like he has like a silvered hatchet. He's gonna pull it out and just like cut into the side of this thing, tear down, and try and like get it to spill into the soup.
All right.
To then like get the others to like fresh meat and like come over and eat the corpse of the other one versus eating
right.
slender, gross, briny boy.
All right. Yeah, that leather's hard to chew. It's
Yeah.
like rawhide. Okay. Let's see. Roll plus power.
Okay. So I think you would want to use stealth
Okay.
if possible. Other than that, because he'd be using a hatchet rather than his revolvers, there's not much he can do on that one. Can't really get that.
We'll because of the revolvers and your other stuff that's physical. Like, you still have quick as a fox.
Yes, I do. I still have nimble as
All
fox.
Let's go with +2. Do you have any kaboomed or other?
I'm brokenhearted.
That doesn't matter in this one. If anything, that would give you more resolve to
Okay.
save your live buds. So +2.
Sounds good. Okay, so +2. Oh boy.
Oh no. What'd you
That's 3 on the dice. So it's grand total of 5.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You get over there and you're like, dunk. You cut into it with your hatchet, and it just erupts. It explodes outwards, and
Couldn't eat another bite.
you are now Bring me the law and put it in the bucket.
It's only a wafer.
It's just wafer. Yeah, it explodes out. You take the status covered in victuals. We'll call that. And you do succeed in them coming at you now, because you are covered in extra yums. Dot and Lilith, your mountain explodes, and you've lost your cover. Basically, we're gonna say you were kind of thrown from it. If you want to roll, you can roll to see how you land. If you don't want to roll, how do you land? I'll give you the option, because it was Zeke's situation that he hatcheted this thing and it just exploded like a beached whale situation.
I mean, if we don't want to roll, I'm cool with Lilith landing gracefully, like, out of the fray and Dot, like, slopping into the soup, just like, Zeek!
I CW people, body horror and other
CW soup.
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 Yeah.
Split pea soup specifically.
Yes.
I think if Jen lets me take control of Beltane for a second, I think what would happen is Lilith is like kind of like gets pushed back and it's gonna fall into the soup, and Beltane just goes like, nope. It just
Catches her.
Darling,
Yeah.
we've got to stop meeting like this.
Oh, we do. Just gives
Looks
him a
at
kiss on the
Dot.
cheek.
Daintily back down into the
Yeah.
soup with just her feet, like, oh, it's cold and gross.
Oh.
Dot scrambling and slipping to get out of the way.
Plop, plop, plop. It got in my mouth.
Oh, God! It's everywhere!
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Zeke's only comment is that it needs more salt.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck.
Eating the soup.
It got in my mouth!
It got in my raccoon wounds. All right. Okay. Whoo. All right. And as they are closing in on you and such, you're kind of being forced together in a circle, and the pea soup starts to like become squishier, and you begin to sink in the pea soup. And just as you
not again.
just as you realize you're up to your knees and whatnot, and again, Lilith's like, not again. You slurp and pop down through, and it's like this this very visceral slurping grossness.
I got vittles in my ears.
And as you splork out the other side,
I do not like that word.
you find yourself covered in the slop and slime, but you find yourself sitting at this gorgeous dining room table. It's just utterly beautiful, and as you're like reconciling what has occurred, you look about, and not a butler, a servant appears, and warm towel, and they open
Like a warm shower.
they open the towel or open the tray, and there's like a warm towel there, and you say warm shower, and they grin and they say, this is just as good, and they smile politely like, oh, please take the towel. All right. And when you grab the towel, it just sort of like, you are suddenly clean, and the towel vanishes.
Am I clean with my status covered in vittles?
I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm down to keep it. Like, it's one of those things. Like, it's like inside where the hat goes. It's in his hair. Like, the towel can only do so much.
No.
I mean, the towel
that's
can
good story.
The towel can clean your body, but can it clean your memory and your soul?
The answer is no. Or like, it does clean me, but I just feel like I'm covered in soup still.
You just keep feeling yucky the entire. Yuck.
Or it's like after you've swam in the pool for a while, and they'll like tilt your ear, and like you'll feel like the water come out later.
I was just gonna say like you could still smell it. It's
it's up in there.
Oh,
right.
Yuck.
All right.
Well.
Hate it.
So
Dot seeing what it does to Zeek immediately takes the towel. Just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in hell. I'm selling my soul for this. I don't care.
Whip, and You're clean.
I gotta not be soupy.
All right. All right, we're gonna do this one, and looking at our time, yeah. So, so you're no, oh, okay. Yep. So you're sitting at this beautiful table, and they've come with the towels. You're clean, and the table appears to go on for like ever, in both directions. But you guys seem to be the only ones there. And there's, you each have a covered dinner tray, and, you know, there's escargot forks and, you know, the whole like 9 pieces of silverware, and, you know, multiple, there's your wine glass and your water glass and your brandy snifter and coffee cup on a saucer. What do you guys do?
I really didn't ask for the guest dietary restriction. I mean, I don't even eat.
I mean, we shouldn't eat any foods. In
Oh, wait,
hell.
no, obviously. Zeke don't eat anything.
It's too late. He's already like drinking out of the coffee cup.
There is no coffee in it.
Oh,
All the
Just a
glasses are
coffee
empty.
cup.
Yes, it's a beautiful setup, but nothing has been filled. And there is a tray, like a silver platter with a cover on it. I forget what they're actually called, some kind of steam dish or whatever, but it's a silver dome on a silver platter, each in front of you. What do you do?
$2,
Zeke.
there's a head under it.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow. No, Zeke is. I feel like he'll like look down towards one end of the table, look down at the other end of the table. No one there. He's got a plate in front of him. He's assuming.
I mean, it's got to be some sort of test, right?
Whoop.
So should we like not even open them? I mean, like it's probably better not to be
Just
tempted.
watching
As you,
Zeke, I mean,
as you say that, Zeke rips his up, and
I mean, that would
Unless, of course, we don't progress unless we are tested. And okay, you've already done it.
and
It was a good theory, dear.
you pull it up, Zeke, and it's like there's like a saltine cracker, and like okay, yeah, you'd obviously know what this is. So it's basically a boiled rat. It's just on the plate. There's a saltine cracker and a boiled rat. And
Cracker would have been good for the roll soup.
and all of you see that there's a steamed rat and a cracker on Zeke's plate.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not opening mine.
So that's your heart's desire, eh, Zeke?
That takes
You
me
really
back.
like those boiled rats?
You guys don't?
No.
Well, more for me, I guess.
I mean,
Belle, do you open yours?
yeah, he's curious. He just kind of takes his napkin and pulls the lid off. He uses his napkin too.
Okay. Yeah, and it's the same. It's a boiled rat with the saltine cracker. The saltine cracker has a little sprig of parsley on it, like it was like, you know, it's gourmet rat and cracker. Belle, I would like you to roll and investigate.
Gourmet boiled rat crackers. I mean, yeah.
So give me some powers to roll to get clues.
Yeah. I'll tap into his past, so his history with what he knows, history of the past, and magical protection because he's just like, what the fuck?
Sure. All right, +2.
So 9.
9. Okay, so
I think he's poking at the parsley like, well, at least it's fancy.
okay, on a 7 to 9. Choose one. Paste. Oh, also 2. We got redeemed hydrate from Raven Rec Room.
God, I
what's
have
up?
no. I'm all out of hydration.
Oh no.
What's up, Raven?
It's all right. I'll drink.
Oh,
I'll drink
posture
Twitch.
check.
Mm.
Oh, posture check. Ah.
Oh.
What? Like I'm supposed to take care of myself?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I'll ask a question, and whoever's like there can ask one back.
All right.
Just
So what-
like, what's the test here? Because he's just kind of rolling the parsley around in his fingers, like.
What?
Hmm.
What is the test here?
You've already
Um,
failed.
It's you. It's a trap. If yeah, you can tell that it's a trap, and you've probably already sprung it by lifting the lids and looking at
Oh
all.
boy.
And we'll say that's where, you know, you're like, yeah, something, and that's you hear from both ends of the hall. You hear a chorus of thieves. They're stealing.
not again.
They're stealing our dinner. Let them have it. And as this echoing chorus of you know, gnashing teeth and pulled hair, you see now, in kind of, you know, you guys look both ways, and you see these people who are just decked to the nines. They're just beautiful clothing from all periods, like time periods, but like courtly gowns and whatnot. And you see it gets all oh, what the hell was the movie where the buildings get all curly and whatnot? Inception, yeah. And it gets a little Inception-y because they're like halfway up the wall, sorta. And you realize that there's the walls curve down into a flat place where you guys are at, and as they thieves and they turn and they, like I said, start pulling on their hair and gnashing their teeth, they let go of the boulders that they were pushing up the sides of the wall.
Oh.
And the boulders come whooshing down, and it's just the boulders are rushing at you from both sides, and the dinner table is just shredding and being crushed underneath it. Yeah,
This is a killer video game, man.
Yeah.
let's what is it? Defy danger? No, it's called yeah, face danger. All right, Beltane.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to face the double Indiana Jones trap?
I think he just kind of chuckles, like, all right, and kind of gets up on the table, grabs a chair, and flings it at one of the boulders, and it kind of transforms from its wooden chair state into an equally strong and kind of reinforced tree that kind of tries to bank the boulders elsewhere.
All right. So, roll me some power. What do you got? What do you got for powers on this one?
Yeah. Fairy magic, because he's transforming something from a chair into a fuck off tree, and magical protections.
All right. So
Thanks to
+2.
Boulder. Yeah. 10.
10. On a 10, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. All right, so Belle's tree is protecting them. It's still a threat to everyone else at this point, so everybody's gonna have to make the roll, and then we'll go from there. So why don't we hit Zeek next?
Okay.
Zeek, boulder, 2 boulders, crushing the table on.
Boulder is confused about fighting a small blind girl.
The boulder is over these conflicted feelings.
So Zeke sees these boulders that are like coming towards him, a la Steven Spielberg. Like this is his wet dream right now. Like not Zeke's, Steven Spielberg's. With the sheer amount of boulders that are being brought up in here. So I feel like he is. They're at the bottom of a bowl. So he's gonna want to use like nimble as a fox. I would think to like are they like going up and then down? Like are they kind of like following that, or are they like just like
so the room itself is like a long hallway.
Okay.
You know, I mean it's probably 40 or 50 feet wide, but these boulders are massive and they're rolling down into the flat part and they're gonna crash together.
Okay.
Like right where you guys are, kind of thing.
Okay, so I think with that, Zeke's just gonna try and dodge out of the way.
Okay.
He's gonna use his super speed. He's gonna use his nimble as a fox. But he is covered in victuals still.
All right.
And I would say covered in victuals is important because I don't know if how many of you out there have worn cowboy boots before. They do not have very much traction, especially when they're covered in old soup. So I would say that's a -1 on that
So
one.
+1 total.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say as an added bonus, if your cowboy hat is left on the table,
I was thinking that,
and you have to Indiana Jones grab it, I'll give you the bonus +1.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
But if you fail, the cowboy hat is at risk.
Oh my god.
I'll do it. You crazy son of a bitch, I'm in.
You're +2, risking your cowboy hat.
That's a 10 with the +2.
All right. Face danger.
Nice.
You fend off the effect and take as the boulders come rolling. You like reach back in at the last second and snag it and roll tight into a corner so that the boulder edge kind of just misses you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got what? Dot and Lilith.
Yeah.
All right. Who's up? Who's ready?
I'll say Lilith go.
Okay.
I've gone first a lot. I'll go last.
All right.
She's just gonna like very calmly just walk behind Beltane and just use the tree to protect herself. So she is gonna dodge basically.
Right. So okay. So what are we gonna? We'll just roll +2. We'll move things along a little bit because I got one more scene we need to get to.
Originally 8, but with the +2, it's a 10.
All right.
I think Beltane will
what
pull
a-
her into a kiss and just
Oh.
dip her as the boulder
The
comes
boulder just-
smashing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The boulder like wongs into the tree and the tree is like
It's
cracking.
curving over them kissing.
Yep. And
It's the
All
dip
right.
kiss.
yep. Hey. Dot.
All right. I'm gonna tag a lot here, but there's also
Okay.
a lot of weaknesses that apply. So here we
Okay.
go. She's gonna transform. It just seems like the right time to do this. I'm tagging Wolf's Instincts, Bestial Form, Regeneration, Thick Hide, and Protect the Pack. And then she's got Can't Tell Allies from Foe and Sensory Overload. So that's a net, and also the kaboomed. So we're at a net of 2. So we're gonna go ahead and roll for that. My goal here, honestly, is to transform, grab everyone, throw them on my back, and then just go running up the table. Just scattering dishes everywhere.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
2 and 2 is a 6. That doesn't sound like a success. That sounds like a failure.
Oh, that is a failure. Okay.
Wait, can we give other people juices?
Do you have any laying around?
I do. I scored one like a couple scenes back when I was fanning the hammer on soup people.
All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give it to her. So that gets you just a 7.
But that would still put her in partial.
Yeah,
That would put me in partial category.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty good idea of how this fails.
Sure.
Dot transforms with the intention of grabbing her friends and getting out of there, but it's that can't tell friends from foes problem, where she goes to grab somebody and just winds up snarling in their face, like, you know, she's overwhelmed. There's a lot of shit going on. She doesn't know who her friends are, and so she's just snapping at somebody blindly, and that I guess that somebody will happen to be Beltane, and I want to say he just flips her on the nose. You just goes, bah, no.
You grab him from the kiss, and he turns around like, "Well, this is weird. Kissing in hell," and then flicks your nose, taming a werewolf.
All right. Yeah.
Excuse me, we're busy.
You get snapped in the nose, and because it's a partial, what we'll say is that you do manage to the flick in the nose is your impetus, and you go falling, like slipping off the table. You step on a plate, and the plate just slides on the tablecloth, and you manage to like wolf paw the two of them as you go over, and you fall into that small cracked space between the wall and the floor that is not rounded, and like all of you fall in there as the boulder, the other boulder that's not held by a tree comes and snaps the tree in half as the two boulders collide.
Are we all falling into the crack?
Yeah, you're all.
I want to say that like Dot knocks Lilith and Beltane down in there, and then Zeek runs up and tries to grab her by the tail to keep her from falling, and he just goes over the edge with them.
God, perfect. So all of you fall into the crack, like I said, as that second boulder crashes through, snaps the tree in half, and the tree. So.
I'm speaking for characters a lot. Feel free to refute me.
I refute thee.
I refute thee, and it's hilarious because that's how Beltane would love to just fall into things. Just like a big scary werewolf is jacking me.
Still embracing the kids. It's like, ooh.
All right.
Okay, down we go.
Looking at our time and seeing if we can get through one more.
We can do it.
Sure.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we should be good.
Okay. So you guys hit the floor, the boulders crash, the tree starts to tip over, and you're realizing that this is not good, and you hear these crowds of people running, and they're all still like I said, gnashing teeth and screaming, and they're like, "My beautiful table! They destroyed it! How dare they interrupt us! Get them!" And the crowds are rushing towards you, and as they are, you get this feeling that these are the most greedy people that you've ever encountered. You feel their sheer, like they would tear themselves apart if they could, but they can't for some reason. And as they crowd in on you and they're calling you thieves and stuff, they all sort of produce knives from nowhere, and they go to
Oh no, but where are the Ides of March?
and he's a at 2 werewolf. They're all silver, and they go to like stab you guys, and as they crowd in, it gets really dark, and you guys fall through the floor.
Lilith's like, this reminds me of the time I was chased out of a town.
And you hit the floor. You hit the floor, and it's like canvas, and it's all beige. And wait, no, there's like blood spots and.
Well,
and
this is flesh, isn't it?
Zeek, you see a tooth laying there near you.
This is flesh.
He like checks his own mouth real quick. Like, is that mine? No, who's that?
Make sure you still got all yours.
And as you guys start to push yourselves up, you see ropes and posts, and everything starts to come into focus. And how much time do we have? Okay, he comes into focus and whatnot, and you hear, bing, a bell. And then all of you suddenly realize you're in a boxing ring, and you hear the crowd just roar out your names. And so you're all facing off against each other.
Oh, that's a good thing. I'm already a werewolf.
All
the
right.
crowd starts roaring, and Dot throws back her head and howls.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Which, the crowd just rages. They losing it, and you hear someone say, "Fight!" Zeek, holy crap! There's these 3 people. One's a weird blue-skinned fire demon. One's a goddamn werewolf. And okay, you've seen a couple movies. That's got to be a vampire.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Still has the noir overlay, just her where it's all black and white except the eyes and the lips.
Exactly.
Imagine it's Into the Spider-Verse where like it's Spider-Man Noir,
Yes.
like everyone else has color except for Lilith, who's like
She's Spidey Noir.
Yep.
Spidey noir.
I think
I like mashes just to feel.
and like
The wind follows me wherever I go, and the wind smells like rain.
sometimes I let matches burn down my fingertips just so I can feel something. Anything. So
I like egg creams and punching gnats and stuff. Go on.
Actually, I do love that.
okay, so my history and understanding of who these 3 other individuals are is gone.
Yep. This is all about rage, wrath, survival, death, mayhem. You name it. Let me make sure I'm in the right. Yes.
Okay, so
Full of wrath.
Yeah. So if it's full of wrath, and there are like these 3 individuals in front of him, but there's like crowds of people that are like cheering, fight, mayhem, murder. I don't think he's gonna turn on the 3. I think he's gonna whip around to the crowds and like under his breath just says like Raka, and then like, like he's just going to town, like unleashing it into these crowds that are all calling for blood. Like he'll give him a show, but like he doesn't want like there's like a fire like those are all difficult targets.
Okay.
He's still covered in soup, and he doesn't know why.
All right.
That's
Let's
split pea.
hit with all you've got. Give me some abilities.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you know, it really won't matter. I rolled and got 2 1s, so whatever I'm doing, it's not going to work.
All right. Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like this would be a good time for his weakness tag to finally kick in on his possession for his pair of revolvers, which is a callback to Dot asking him earlier in the session, how many bullets do you have left? And he was like, a handful. And, like, he just won't, like, he's out at this point.
Click,
Incredible.
Click, a click, a click, a click, click.
But he still keeps firing. Like, he still keeps, like, trying to fire. But there's just nothing left.
It's the bloodlust.
And you're getting, you do get the hackles on the back of your neck, like, I did just turn my back on a bunch of monsters.
Oh, yeah. But he's hoping that they'll... Like, there's a werewolf and a vampire. He knows that they don't like each other. So, like, and that fire demon guy, like, I don't know what the deal with that is. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
All right. Beltane, how do you take out this trash around you? Pittance. These meh beasts.
Nah, oh, right.
And man.
And man. Oh, man.
Vampire Noire.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to go into before he became empathetic towards humankind and the shorter-lived peoples. He is going to fall back into the wrath of spring, what he was king of, what he crowned himself as and built a throne to that. And he is going to kind of rub his hand across his face as a red woad kind of comes down across his forehead and down his cheeks, and a black crown kind of forms over his head as he kind of reaches out, digs his hand into the ground, and monstrous roots just sprout out of the audience and start just tearing through it, and then he just crashes it into this fighting pit.
Nice. All right. I think we toe to toe or hit with all you've got. I think what you described is more like a hit with with all you've got. So let's go ahead and pull up some powers. What do you got for this?
He's got a few things.
Okay.
Fairy magic. Fires a bow, being the wrathful side of justice and rage that he once belonged to. And his old, when he first crowned himself as divine, so he would say, "Oh, divine fae."
All right. Awesome. +3. Let's do it up.
All right. I love all of you. I really love all of you.
Whee!
Mm-hmm.
Monsters for everyone.
What'd you get?
Really well. I'm very sorry, guys.
All right. 10 plus.
Let's say it's a 15.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, you get 2 of these. Boom.
Nice knowing y'all.
Look, you might be a powerful archfey, but I have a hat. Okay, we're basically the same.
Oh, I want your hat. I think you want
I
your hat.
have a Noire
That's why
filter
he's
on,
doing
so
this.
really.
He wants this hat. He wants the Noire effect, and he wants this hat.
Take 2.
Oh shit. I get them good, I guess, or get many of them as they are focused in. As I've targeted the audience and these people, I'm getting them good.
All right. That's
With
1.
a bunch of eggy, piercy, branchy things made of roots. And, oh man. I guess I'll take the upper hand and take a juice.
All right. So let's see. Upper hand, get the juice, and you get a bunch of them. Okay. All right. Okay. So everybody gets the everybody but Beltane gets the tag rooted at 1. So -1 as the roots and vines tear into you.
Yeah. They rolled 2 6s with a +3.
All right. We haven't done Dot, or we haven't done Lilith yet, right?
Mhm.
All right. Let's get through them, and then that's where we'll close out for the evening. Who wants to go last?
I'll ask because that's how it happens.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So Dot, I think, the core of her character has been trying not to hurt her friends. So now she's been thrust into the ultimate like manifestation of kill your friends. So I think that instead of rolling to fight, she's rolling to resist the urge to fight. And if she rolls poorly on this, then it's bad. So here's I'm gonna say this is a
danger.
A go toe to toe.
Okay.
In a struggle for control.
All right.
And the goal is to try not to hurt her friends. So I'm gonna tag protect the pack, furious retaliation. And assuming that she's gonna have to take a few hits to do this, thick hide and regeneration.
Those two separate things?
Those are two different things, yes.
Okay. You're not hurt yet, so regeneration does not, I don't think, applies in this situation.
That's fine. So that would be 3 things.
Yep.
And then we're taken away for kaboomed.
Okay.
And this is probably a sensory overload situation.
Okay.
And damn, there's can't tell allies from foe also, so that's just gonna be a flat roll, honestly.
Tell you what, go ahead and take the +1 because, like you said, I'll refund regeneration because you're going to be taking hits. So we'll go +1 on it.
It's a hunker down and like take the hits kind of situation. Since she even her method of concentration is by focusing on pain. She's just gonna do it. We're just going for it, all right? That's an 11.
All right. Okay. Oh, and you were rooted, so you would have been -1. Still a 10
it's
plus.
still a 10. Okay. So on a 10
choose
plus,
2.
achieve your goal or take something they hold. Get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier power, or you block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. So I'm going to say achieve your goal of, I'm going to say identifying her friends, essentially.
Okay.
And the block, dodge, or counter. So, like, she's able
Don't
to...
take it, yeah.
She's just going to withstand these attacks, and, like, her regeneration is kicking in. And so essentially what she's going to do is, like, start taking hits and then like just give puppy dog eyes to whoever's hitting her.
Beltane. He has no empathy.
You're talking to the wrong Fae right now.
Well, this is
well,
you have to understand too, as this new magic, as these new religions appeared, Wrath was probably drawn partially from your beliefs and how you affected humans for, 1 million years before they came up with, hey, we should have 2 people, a good and a bad person. Before monotheism, you were probably the
you were Wrath.
You were Wrath. So, yeah. Okay, that's awesome. So Dot, you're shrugging it off. You're like, these are my friends. These are my friends. These are my friends.
She's all wrapped up in vines. And I want to say that it gets to the point where she's actually she speaks for the first time in her werewolf form. And she just goes, Zeek, Lilith.
Awesome. Lilith, what are, you are the rounding out the wrathful vengeance upon these peasants. That one's food, and that one's a servant, and this thing, this tree god.
There is wrath in her, but she has a very controlled anger. And it isn't until like she starts getting whipped with these vines and thorns that you see slashes of as it slashes her skin, you see like small drops of red appear on her Noire filter.
Right, the same red as the lipstick.
Yeah, the lips. Yeah, and then it's kind of like a barrage of an attack, and then there's a deep growl that almost matches Dot's werewolf growl. But it comes in like a different frequency almost. And she kind of does that thing where she rolls her shoulders, and when she opens her eyes are black but with the red iris. She just kind of, you see the shadows from the rain and these brambles and whatever are casting, they kind of like start clinging to her. And I'm gonna do a callback to when we did the Wild Hunt episode. So you see this like shadowy armor just start clinging to her, almost Iron Man style, but like as shadows.
Right.
And she doesn't have a helmet, but you see her fangs elongate. She cut 2 more fangs from the bottom jaw come out. And she just kind of sighs and says, "It's been a while." And you see claws kind of like come from her, and she's about to attack, but then she hears her name being called. And she's gonna try to have that kind of break her out of this conviction. And I'm gonna use
You want to face danger?
would it be face danger or go toe to toe if she's trying to like not be influenced by the wrath?
Either one. You tell me in this case. Which do you want to?
I think she's gonna go with face danger. So because she's getting hit, I'm gonna go with can't die, already dead, and harm makes me stronger. I'm also gonna go with outsmart competition and thrill of winning.
That's awesome. Okay.
And just to kind of like level out the like to try and have like the hits miss her, she's gonna use her clone jutsu.
Got it.
So you just see like multiple copies of this like shadow ironclad Lilith, and so that's 5. And then I have Limbo -1, and I have the other one that we just got.
Yeah, the other one. So you're +3.
And then I do have enemies abound.
Okay.
So I have 2.
All right. Yeah, so you do have enemies around. Oof.
I do.
Okay.
Okay. I keep rolling a 6 on one die and a 1 or 2 on another die. So it's 6 + 2 is 8 + 2 is 10. So that
10.
+2 keeps fucking saving my fucking life.
That's awesome. All right, on a 10, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. Okay, so yeah, the clones pop up, and the vines like flick over to the other clones and swipe through them, kind of thing. And yeah, so you become unscathed in the situation. And
I would say that she makes her way over to whoever called her, even if she doesn't know it, because no one that didn't like know her in a more personal sense would call for her that way. Do
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even though she doesn't know who they are, she's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Now that the wrath is not overtaking her. So she's kind of gonna make her way towards Scott.
You walk towards this, dog servant of your kind. You are a queen, of course, and if you let like wispy like a cape, like billowing in the wind, and as you approach, you're like, oh, I better free this servant, and they'll maul these other 2. And as you get there, and Dot's giving the puppy dog eyes and kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And you go leaning towards her, and that's when the credits pop up.
Excellent. Woo! Excellent game, GB. Thank you so much for running this. So we are just getting done with the layer of craft. I wonder what lies in store next week. Well, not next week, but the week after, because we are going to be taking a break next week because real life situations happen. We got to abide by them. But tune in 2 weeks' time. So I believe the end of March. The last day of March, March 31st, and you can catch the last episode of Monster Noire, The Last Dance. It's been a great ride so far, but it's always a great time whenever you're on the show. GB, where can I find you? What do you do?
Greybeard of Greybeard's Tavern. That's all my socials and branding and blah, blah, blah. You can find me everywhere. Come check me out on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10-ish, because, you know, it's the weekend. And we'll play some Wilder Myth. This week it should be a good time. We've got I figured out how to broadcast without my old program, and I got all my tech straight, so hopefully stop on by, see me there. And then on Tuesday, head over to Lantern Noire's channel for our happy hour, and where two old gamers with 80 years of experience between the two of us talk about Dungeons and Dragons mostly. This week, I believe we're going to be going over the new UA for the Dragonlance, and Lantern loves Dragonlance, and I played all the modules and read the first 3 books when I was a kid, so we might have just a wee bit to talk about on that. That's it for me, GB.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Elizabeth on the internet. You can find me here next Thursday for the last time playing Monster Noire. You can also find me the Wednesday after the Thursday. I know days. Whenever this is back, I'll be here. There we go. You can also find me Saturdays at 4 p.m. over at Beltane's channel playing not Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Age. Then over at Plowhunters playing Dungeons and Dragons. Then on Sunday morning, DMing Dungeons and Dragons Homebrew World for my friends. And Wednesdays you can find me over at OG Toko's channel playing Curse of Strahd as my big buff bitchy SMR babe. Barbarian babe, of course. And you can also find me on Twitter as Elizabeth with 2 P's. Where I will be posting my art, posting other people's art. I will be opening up weapon and magic item commissions soon, so if you're interested in that, keep an eye out on my Twitter, because I'm just saying, I draw some pretty cool weapons and magic items, just putting that out there. And I think you should commission me for that. And that's it.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, most related to D&D, and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that says all of the streams that I'm a part of, so you can go there and see all the things that I'm up to. And you can also follow and know when I open commissions. Those open up at the beginning of every month, and slots go fast, so make sure you message me and grab one of them. DanaeKeener.com.
I'm Jen, and you can find me here not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, playing Beltane Hawthorne, the mobster fae. You can also find me over on the Hype Goblins channel on Sundays, playing Anthony Silverhorn, the Artificer Barbarian, as he's trying to understand why mushrooms exist and what they're about, and understand pixies and all that good jazz. And then on Saturday in the future, I think towards the end of April, you'll see me DM a Numenera show on the Hype Goblins channel. That's me, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/IndoorAdventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because life also finds a way, and we are able to retool all of the times that our shows are currently playing at. So now 5:30 across the board, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Come on by. It's a great time. We're doing Wild Beyond the Witchlight on Sundays. Great game. Absolutely fantastic cast. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. And because this is City of Mist, we also have a thing that we do called Geeking Out during the credits, which is a in-game tool for City of Mist. So if you'd like a little bit of extra content, easiest way to find that is, again, go to patreon.com/indooradventures. The after shows are made all available for free there, so you just gotta click listen. Enjoy yourself. But with that, I would like to say once again thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. GB, thank you so much for running this game, and thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!